Welcome back everyone to another market review for E-mini NASDAQ, and I'm actually going to be reviewing the 2 p.m. session as the 10 to 11 a.m. ICT silver bullet model wasn't as clean in the morning, so I skipped it. And I went to the 2 to 3 p.m. session and looking for setups there. And going into this review day, on the daily chart, all we had was I had this new day opening gap right here. So if I zoom in so you guys could see, here's my new day opening gap. And here's my other new day opening gap. And then I also had this daily order block, consequent encroachment of it. I had that just in case if price wanted to tag up into it. And then we also had this daily BISI right here that I saw price drawing towards on a larger scale. On my previous review, I was looking to see this stay open, probably at least a half point, but it looks like we're violating that. And price looks to be engaging in this low resistance liquidity run, possibly to head lower down here. And dropping right into the 15-minute, really when I was looking at the levels for this, I didn't like how we sort of left these equal highs, so it was a little bit tricky going into the session. But right away, what's the number one rule? If we're above midnight open, we're looking for those sells. And at the time of the session, price was about almost 2% above midnight open, so that's quite a bit. It's working in a premium. And obviously, as we see, price went lower, and then I'm going to show you guys how did I, frame any setups going in that day, and what was my thinking. Okay, so now we're on the 1 minute here. Now, already in the morning, I saw how price was taking liquidity. As we can see here, we have buy stops, right? You have equal highs, right? We take them. In the process, it also made this trend line. Retail is going to be thinking about buying this trend line because they see it as support, right? And then what happens after? We keep going up, keeping going up. I was waiting to see some kind of like a nice reversal pattern here, but it looks like I didn't give it. We then leave equal lows right here. So I put sell stops below this low. As what's going to happen again? Retail is buying here, buying. They're all buying. Their stops are there. That's why we see a lot of force in price action here, because retail had their stops here and they kept trailing, and it's eventually going to get to the original position all the way down here, which it actually tagged right now. So it was a really good position. Another thing I didn't like was, like, again, we have all these equal highs throughout here, and like I showed in the 15-minute, and then we also have these equal highs up here. But in our case, we have these new day opening gaps. For example, this new day opening gap was acting as resistance on price. We break lower, we see price do a Judas swing. We come down, take these equal lows. If you see, if I zoom in here and you see this low and this low, that's equal lows. So we drop, come back up, and completely melt over. So when price goes down first, then goes up, and then does this massive type of candle, that should be a sign for you knowing that, okay, price will want to probably head lower. And then in my POV video that I'm dropping, you guys are going to be able to see how I was looking at it live. What do we see? An inversion fair value gap here. We trade up into this, leaving this as a breakaway gap, which is what you're looking for. We trade down again, small little fair value gap again, respected, boom. We leave a bigger fair value gap. I didn't like how we left these rejections. Usually I like these kind of candles here. But again, price does respect that. We come lower. And when it was engaging into this new day opening gap, it was a little tricky. We see price come up a little bit, but that's fine. Simply it's just taking out people trying to chase the sell just before dropping lower, because before any big move, there's going to be liquidity taken. So again, where's my main draw? Where's my target? Number one, we're above midnight open, so price is in a massive premium. Number two, we have retail having their sell stops below here and below this trend line. So already I'm targeting, my eye is going to be set right there. So I know that this is simply just a fake out to stop at anyone trying to chase the sell. And what do we see? We have an order block. We tap it once, come down into the new day opening gap, right? And then price comes up, takes out the people here trying to practically sell and chase this lower. We tap into this order block again. And I said I want to see this high stay intact. If we're really bearish, I don't want to see price take out that last swing high, because remember, this high made the lowest point. So we don't want to see that get traded up into. And then after price finally takes that, respects that bearish order block, this is what I like to see as well. Look at how we engulfed this candle here. I was almost thinking that this could have been a breaker, because you had a low, high, lower low, higher high possibly, but we never got that close, so it's fine. We then get an engulfing, price quickly taps the OB, and then we finally head lower, stopping out all these people. So price absorbs all that liquidity, and finally reaching the final target, which was the origination of the trend line all the way down here. And it's a beautiful tag. So all in all, today's price action was really good. It wasn't necessarily the super cleanest price action I've ever seen, but everything was there as long as you follow your model. Alrighty, and then let's go to dollar real quick just to see what I was looking for in dollar. Now on the daily with dollar, I had this new day opening gap possibly here, and we also have this daily sell side, so I was still technically a little bit more bearish leaning, and also we have this daily order block but the reason why for this particular session I wasn't bearish on a larger scale was because price number one is in that 1 hour BISI, as you can see here, and it's actually respecting the consequent encroachment, signifying this could have been also a breakaway gap. This is also a breakaway gap down here, so I like how price is respecting bullish PD arrays, and my main draw on dollar is up here. So you see price is really moving with speed, takes out that manipulation leg, comes up, look at that close, and it's really trying to take out either these highs or it'll stall here at that new day opening gap and then head lower. But really that's what I was looking for on dollar going forward, especially for that 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. session. So once again, I hope you guys really enjoyed this review. Be sure to also watch my live POV on this. I did like a live tape reading on it. And again, I appreciate you guys' time. Comment down below if you guys have any questions, and I'll see you guys in the next market review. Peace.